Yeah, I've really enjoyed taking my skills that I learned in the communication studies department and applying that to my own freelance professional career. A lot of times people ask you what you study in communications, and it's hard to kind of say something tangible. You know it, but it's hard to explain it. And I just had a really good experience of taking those skills and my ability to work with people and apply that to my own freelance business. So for all of you that are kind of wondering, what am I learning? It really applies to anything, any path that you choose to go down in your life.
I think that if you know what you want to do, that's what's critical. Then placing yourself in the right environment is also critical. And it is. I mean, some people will love New York. New York is a very difficult and expensive city. Los Angeles is a very who-you-know city. And it's so much easier when you do have a contact. So sometimes it's better to explore, what can I do when I get out there? And what a lot of people do, they make the mistake of, I'm going, I've got it, and they come out and they really have nothing. And so it is a real negative experience. It's difficult. As you know, the business is difficult.
Don't expect too much.
Right. And the thing, though, that I always say is there will be a lot more people telling you what you can't do. The great thing that you said is, I know what I want to do. You're going to be successful.
I'm going to just follow up with that too. Go with a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, and the plan is that maybe you're not going to take no for an answer. Also, use Twitter, use social media. I know some people who have been very successful your age who start planning what they want to do, and then they find those CEOs, they find those marketing directors or PR people on Twitter, start following them, start having dialogues with them before they even get there. So start working a plan like that. Look on Facebook. Use the social media that you're using currently, but broaden it. Broaden that scope, and then just don't take no for an answer.
Particularly in broadcasting, if you don't know somebody, persistence. When I went down to Florida, I took a job cleaning old air conditioning units just to make some money, basically. And while I was looking, and back then it wasn't the internet, it was the newspaper. I had it out there, I'm circling things, and there was a job listing for the TV station. It was part-time. I applied. I had been working in television for years, and they didn't call me. I'm like, I have great experience. I mean, why wouldn't you talk to me? Full-time position came up about 3 months later. I sent same resume in, same cover letter. They called me, and I got in there for an interview, and he said, yeah, I remember your resume, but I didn't think you'd be interested in part-time. And I wouldn't have applied for it if I wasn't interested in it. I want a job. And once I get in there, I did every single thing I could do in that business. I mean, whatever it was, coffee for the GM if I had to.
Yeah,
Can I get you something? I worked an overnight shift just collecting satellite feeds. I worked my way up and kept bugging my boss. I want to direct, I want to direct, I want to direct. It took 2 years.
Get excited about the amount of work you're going to have to do, because that is one of those things, the camera, the producing, the writing, and the editing. So important and so much fun to be able to do all that at once. But you may have to work
Really hard.
10, 20 hours a day. I mean, I graduated from here, I moved to New York, and that job, we were at work all the time, and it was great.
It's really like the wild, wild west right now. So if the opportunity isn't there, you can go and develop it. You can figure it out and think about, I think all of us, what we're doing now is not necessarily what we thought we would be doing, but we saw a niche and we were able to fill it. So knowing that radio and television are doing exactly that, they're expanding, they're not contracting, it's a great and exciting time for you to be entering the fields.